This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello everybody, welcome to show 148. Garth and I are back again. How's your week been, my friend?
Excellent, Michael. How about yours?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very, very good.
Very good. All up to date with the happenings in Apple Land?
Oh, I think so.
Excellent.
I think so.
Tell me
Yeah.
all about it.
Well, I just don't want you to forget. athwebhosting.com.au, Australian servers, 99.95% uptime, auto setup, instant activation, from $5.95 per month when paid annually. Friendly help when needed. So, Spotify versus Apple. Where are you, my friend?
Copy your domain name.
Spotify legal team has sent Apple legal team, US lawmakers a letter complaining about Spotify app changes being rejected from the App Store. Apple has replied, stating the App Store rules have not changed since the store was introduced, and why should Spotify have different rules? And this is about the 30% Apple takes for selling your product in the App Store. Same as Woolworths takes a cut for selling your product in its stores, or Kmart takes a cut for selling product in their store, or I take a cut for selling product in my store when I had one. Spotify could of course stop selling their app in the App Store and instead advertise on radio or TV that streaming Spotify is 30% cheaper when purchased direct.
Alrighty. So yeah, Michael, I mostly agree with everything you've said in terms of it's completely analogous to, for me to want to sell down at Robina Town Centre. It's a very popular shopping centre. There's lots of foot traffic. Really good place to sell, like Spotify in the Apple Store. And if I want to sell there, I've got to pay the rent. I might, get a lot cheaper rent if I just went down the corner store, but I wouldn't get the traffic. And that like you said, that the rules are you have to pay rent. And in this case, Apple have said since day dot 30%. That's the cut you give to Apple for selling in the store, and they've tried to make that a little bit easier for providers in terms of like you said, 12 months down the track, instead of having a 30% cut, they're only going to take 15%. Anything I think is a bit different is with it being a subscription. So totally with you in terms of if I sell that app, then are you still there actually?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm being very attentive.
You've been very quiet, yeah. So, if it's a single purchase, 30%, that's fine. The subscription thing, though, I'm not as sure if the analogy stretches. Basically an ongoing kickback to the shop. So if I go in buy my iPhone in the Apple Store, and I get a contract through Telstra, do I keep paying? Well, let's take it out of the Apple Store. Go and buy it from any, JB Hi-Fi, whatever. I'd say JB Hi-Fi gets a kickback for that initial sale of the iPhone, but then I'm just paying Telstra. Did Telstra continue to give JB Hi-Fi a kickback throughout that whole contract? I don't know, and it certainly wouldn't be 30%.
I can tell you, if I'm a phone store and I sell a contract for Telstra, they pay me a kickback the whole time that contract's active. 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
Yeah, well, same story then. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's an easy. Spotify, all they need to do, if they're not happy with this, they've already been breaking the rules in terms of making it a higher value, a higher cost. It's $13 if you get it through the Apple Store, through the app. and it's what, $10 if you get it online. I
And
think that
there's
in
also
itself is
some. There's a premium Spotify. There's a button there that says if you want a premium one, tap on here and it takes you straight to Spotify, as opposed to giving any money to the App Store as well.
Do they do that currently? That
Apparently,
they've got
yes.
that through as
Yeah.
well? Yeah. See, they're already breaking the rules, and
Yeah.
finally Apple have gone, look, we've had enough. And who knows what they're trying to put in the next update.
That's right.
Yeah, it probably is. For any subscription, here's a link to go and buy it outside the store.
Yeah. And
Um,
they could give it away. They could give away a free one and advertise, couldn't they?
Well, exactly. Do like Audible. You can't buy the books through the Amazon. You can't buy the stuff directly through the app.
No.
You need to hang on. With Amazon, you can buy directly through the app. You're buying, but Audible, I know I'd have to buy my books through Audible,
Yeah.
and then I log in on the app. There's no link inside the Audible app to go and purchase.
No, that's right.
So that's all Spotify would do. It's like, okay, well, we're not going to use Apple's system at all. The Spotify app is just a free app you download and log in.
Yeah.
Log in with your credentials.
Exactly right. So yeah,
So
I
this
don't.
whole-
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree. And what was around first, the App Store or Spotify? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, but I know that Spotify gets about half of its money through Apple's App Store. So
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think how
any
old
of them
Spotify is.
yeah.
That's all, and I just honestly can't remember. So they have a choice. When I was working like I am now, I'm working with Apple. The company that I work for know the rules. You can choose not to work with Apple. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's right. And there are other places, they can Android's there. It's not like Apple's not a common carrier. Apple's not a utility. Apple's a company.
That's
It's a
right.
store, like my local shopping centre.
And it has to look after its shareholders.
Exactly.
That's the rules.
I haven't got a whole lot of sympathy for Spotify in this one.
No.
Especially when they're already breaking the rules and they're getting away with it. So,
Yes.
go, oh, it's unfair, it's blah, 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 it's later. Yeah. What a dribble.
So, unfortunately, there's a new scam targeting iPhone users is making the rounds, with victims being tricked into sharing personal details with cyber criminals. News.com.au is reporting the phishing scam comes in the form of a text message pretending to be from Apple and warns customers their Apple ID is about to expire. Unsuspecting victims are then asked to click on a link to confirm their login details so their account will no longer be cancelled. Clicking the link will direct users to a convincing looking replica of the Apple ID login page, which will ask them to enter their username and password. And according to cybersecurity expert Graham McLooley, regardless of what information is entered, users will be informed that their Apple ID has been locked for security reasons. The phishing site then tells them that they will need to provide further details such as their date of birth, telephone number, address, credit card details to unlock the account. So please don't get stuck with it. I probably get 2 or 3 a day of those emails telling me that my access to Apple's internal website's blocked and that I've got to give information. So
they must really hit you guys harder, eh? Because I actually got a spam for the first time in a while today, and it was PayPal. It was a PayPal one. But,
Yep.
I couldn't even work out what it was saying at first because I'm not looking at it, I'm not reading it, I'm hearing it, I'm hearing the computer read it to me.
yeah,
It was PayPy, because it was P-A-Y, P-A capital I. So,
yeah,
and my account was imited. It was capital I, little I, M-I-T is limited. So my PayPal account was imited. what the hell is this? This is the crappiest spam I've ever seen. It wasn't until I couldn't even work out what it was trying to tell me because they weren't, it wasn't until I went through it letter by letter. Oh, capital I, little I. Yeah, right.
Well, I got another 3 or 4 today saying that I'd won a chance for a $50 Woolworths card, and they were from different people and different companies were sending it to me. But why would an English company be giving away a Woolworths card, for example? So please be careful, and please be extra careful at the moment with all these tossers throwing this information at us.
And just sort of on this same story, there's a story in iMore today. Hacker who was involved in the celebrity leaks, the iCloud celebrity leaks a little while ago, is facing 5 years in jail.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard that one today too. Yeah.
So, and it's through this kind of thing. This is how be more targeted. I think it would have been more targeted in the situation to try and get particular people, particular celebrities' account login details. But this is how they get it. They send the spam. You click on the link. You go and enter in your credentials, and bam, they've got your credentials.
And please remind your parents.
Yes.
That.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, just be aware. So please keep an eye on them, because we don't want them giving away our inheritance money, do we?
Not to get someone out of another country. No.
That's right.
Apple can hardly be blamed, that was iCloud and Google accounts, but you only hear about the iCloud ones, of course.
Yeah.
But Apple can't be blamed for our stupidity for giving away our credentials. It's hardly a security issue for Apple, if you know what I mean. It's we've given away our login credentials. So.
And maybe that's one of the messages they were talking about for iOS 10 and getting rid of the spam. To look forward to in our that's why they're trying to get in early now. And
I don't remember that one. What's the story there with iOS 10?
Yeah, they're the checking spam phone calls and spam on messages, I think, wasn't it? Or was it just spam phone calls?
No, yeah, it was SMS, wasn't it?
Spam. Yeah. So come on iOS 10.
Absolutely.
A reminder about Aussie Mac Zone group on Facebook. If you could go and join the group in preparation for show number 150 surprises. So definitely, we're not there to make money, and I've even put some started getting reviews ready, so you're going to get at least one review every week there.
Excellent. I'm looking at some of those things that you've been putting in. It's excellent. I do need to get one of those. I know you've spoken about them on the show before.
I love the air stash. Yes.
Yeah, the air stash. Yeah. But no, that was quite a nice review to read too. Actually, well done.
Thank you. So our next little story is Apple is not buying Tidal. Did you expect them to?
No, not really. It wouldn't have been a huge surprise, but I'm not sure why they would have done it. I heard mention, to get the high def streaming and so forth, but that sounds like a problem that Apple could solve easily themselves.
Yeah.
So maybe there was some relevance in terms of getting some of the names behind Tidal, like they did with Beats Music, but yeah.
But look at all the aggro there was in the beginning. I would have thought that would have been enough to stop them talking.
Absolutely. There was a lot of Tidal were very very vocal, weren't they?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have endeared themselves with Apple, that's for sure.
So, talking about iOS 10, this is something I forgot to pass on to you, my friend. The haste, when you say haste, that word intelligently activates on just one nearby device at a time. So Apple is bringing some clever intelligence for Siri with iOS 10, in addition to the publicly announced features like third-party app integration. Thanks to a reader tip, we've discovered a clever enhancement for Siri on iPhones and iPads running iOS 10. When using Hey S word voice activation in a room with multiple nearby devices, only one device will respond. For example, iOS 10 installed on a 6S is smart enough to stop listening for voice input if an iPad Pro is already listening. So although both devices initially wake up, once one starts recognising voice input, it appears to send a message out to other devices to cancel the operation. So yeah, that's
very cool. Yeah,
which doesn't happen at the moment, apparently.
No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't happen with the watch and the phone.
Yeah.
Because I've had both of those go off. So I want to stop that happening too.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I really can't wait till they get that public beta of iOS 10 out.
It's nearly here.
It must be.
Yeah. Apple expands Shot on iPhone series with new collection of images focused on colour. Apple is breathing new life into its award-winning Shot on iPhone ad campaign. According to TechCrunch, the company is launching a new series of images in the campaign that focus on colour. The campaign is called Colours and will put images shot through an iPhone on billboards across the country. So that's something to look forward to, because they're already always stunning pictures, aren't they?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
How much? I know it's sort of not even that far now, really, from when we're expecting a new phone. So I wonder how much of an improvement we're going to get from these current stock through to with the next phone.
Yeah. I don't know. We can look forward to that. That's something else to look forward to, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get ready for one thing that. So I just got to remind about Aussie Tech Security podcast and our friends doing Aussie Tech Heads podcast and Aussie Tech Radio. And I was listening to that on Monday, and is it One Blind Tech? Is that the right one? With the
my one?
1BT, is it?
IBT?
Yeah, IBT. Just the
Blind
way it's
Tech,
written,
yep,
yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. And she was interviewing a guy from the States to do with broadcasting movies with descriptions of what's happening while you're watching the movie.
Oh, okay.
And it was an excellent interview and an excellent description about how it works and where they're up to. And
Awesome.
And it's a subscription base, so yeah, it was good listening. It was excellent.
There you go.
So I don't have any more news. I've got a couple of things coming up. What about yourself?
No, I had your little rundown there, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Again, it's been a pretty quiet week, I think, except for that Spotify Apple stouches.
Yeah, and continued head bashing around the whole headphone jack.
Yeah.
We're not going to hear the end of that until it bloody isn't there. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
when we finally get the phone with no headphone jack, because we can all stop talking about how there's not going to be headphones. You know how you often wonder now how much of the news around Apple like that is, how much of it is speculation, and how much is it Apple actually putting that information out to set expectations appropriately.
Yeah. Don't know, do we?
Yeah. We'll get all the fuss about there being no headphone jack out of the way nice and early.
Yeah, well, it's just, it's low end case makers, for example, releasing product, and there was one today which was a couple of Lightning headphones sets that were supposedly ready for Apple, but one looked like it had a bit of tape around the end of it to me, so I don't think it was really ready.
No, that doesn't sound like it. I know the Cirrus Logic had released a kit, is it, for making Lightning headphones? So Cirrus Logic are
Oh yeah, yep.
the they're the makers of the sound card in this 2014 MacBook Air.
Yeah.
So could be further indication that we can, that yes, Lightning headphones are where we're going to.
So I want a bit of a downer tonight. So caution when buying second-hand iPads and iPhones and iPod Touches. So make sure you get the serial number from, say, the eBay device you're buying, and check it on www.icloud.com/activation lock. This will confirm at least the unit is deactivated. I would be doing these questions within eBay, so if there are issues, you at least have some comeback. As I said, sorry to put a downer on that, but I have had a couple of calls in the last week or so saying I've bought a device, or it was my sister bought it for me or something, and we got it cheap. How do I unlock it? And you can't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So just be aware, please, people. Yeah. If you're never 100% sure, just ring me up and ask me. You can find my number on the web.
If it seems like too good a deal.
It probably is.
You see them advertised on different places as well. Activation locked, $20 for an iPhone. He's like,
yeah.
Okay. No thanks. So unless you happen to want some parts or whatever, I don't know. Do even the parts work? Some of the, I guess if you needed a new screen or whatever, but it all sounds a bit dodgy.
Apple giving away apps in the Apple Store app, not in the App Store app. So Procreate is currently free if you go to the link in the Apple Store app in the featured section and scroll down. Be quick. So, and I did put that in our Facebook group.
Yes.
So yeah.
So this is something Apple's been doing for quite a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just to get you to go to the App Store app and have the Apple Store app, and just to keep abreast of what's happening there for yourself. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Procreate, that's an expensive app. That's a really good one to go and grab.
Yeah.
Through that mechanism. I've already got it, unfortunately. Already paid for it when we got the Pro. But I hope you went and picked it up, Michael.
Yes. Yep.
And I think that one might be over. All the Infinity Blade games were free as well.
Yeah.
Worth picking up.
And now, preparation is key. So, on your Mac, if you launch Photos, select Faces, and start dragging suggested faces into relevant groups that you've created. So in my case, all my family and friends that are in, you have a circle with my daughter, and a circle with my son, and a circle with my wife, and a circle with my father-in-law, etc. And down the bottom of the screen, there's just, we think this is Karen, we think this is, Fred, whatever, and you drag them up. Now, the reason I'm saying this is this will help iOS 10 heaps by preparing the data needed to recognize faces in those new photos you will be taking.
Yes.
But just gets all the information a lot quicker and getting there a lot better for you. And I just think it'll speed up your iPhone later on with that 11 billion. We'll make it only 10.5 billion that it has to process at the time.
Calculations per photograph.
Yeah.
So is the information? Are we sure the information's going to transfer across?
Yes. I've heard that on a couple of podcasts in the last week and a half. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. yeah, that facial recognition stuff has been there for a long time. But to have have that come across to the iPhone will be, well, that's where most people use their photos, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh, so smaller subset that actually use photos on the Mac, I would imagine, compared to those who just have an iPhone.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I just think that will having the base data for your family, for example, will speed things up a lot. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know that it will really. It's certainly worth a try, and at least it's a bit less organisation you have to do later.
Yeah.
I'd say it'd still run the same algorithm over every photo. It's still going to look at the whole photo. It's still going to have to run it through its processing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Irrespective if it's got something to hook that straight into.
Yeah.
But
I just think
with organising.
Yeah. As you know, the more photos of Michael you've got, the easier it is. So yeah, it just I think it will speed not necessarily the imaging recognition, but actually picking the name up. There must be something there that helps it along, I'm sure. And besides that, you can have fun looking at your family photos as well. So that's the best for me, I think, mate. I don't have anything else.
Very good. I just wanted to remind people about AirDrop as well. We've used it a few times lately, and it's one of those features that, for a few people who hadn't really used it before, are just sort of blown away by it. Had some family over the other week, and I just need to get this photo, show you this photo, it was a video actually, show a video and just bring up AirDrop and say, just go and turn it on there, bring up your control panel, blah blah blah, and boom, Garth wants to share a video, okay, click the button. And compared to the effort you have to go through sometimes to get stuff from one device to another, I know we've probably spoken about this before, but I think it's a good reminder to just help your fellow iOS users and Mac users for that matter, who don't use these facilities, who don't use these things in their phones that make stuff easier. Just help them learn. Yeah,
it's up to us enthusiasts to help out our friends and pass the information on as much as we can.
If it's going to make stuff, especially where it's just going to make stuff easier for them.
Yeah. And we tend to take them for granted because we're used to doing it, but our friends don't. So yeah.
Absolutely.
And it makes watching a YouTube video a lot better instead of sitting there on your own watching it on the little screen and then laughing. Watch it on a big screen and laugh with everybody.
Yeah. Now this wasn't even throwing it to the TV. I was here, have the video.
Okay. Yeah.
Sort of thing. So device to device video.
Just device. Yeah. Awesome.
Out of my camera roll into theirs, sort of thing. So it's wow. Okay, I've got that. You just gave me that video just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. And it's amazingly quick, isn't it?
It is. That's the whole. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I tried to email that same video, it would have been on my internet. It would have been a day before it had finished up. So.
Yeah. Amazingly quick. That is. Yes. So that's the best I got, mate.
Yeah. That's us for another week.
Yep.
What are we next week? Number 148 today, 149 next week, and then the big 150.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cruising along, mate. Looking forward to it. A few surprises happening that I haven't told you about yet. So.
No, I saw that and I thought, what's okay? We'll wait for that, hey?
Yes. Yeah.
All
right, man. Well, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.